Hello, my fellow limitless HBICs. How you doing on this lovely morning, afternoon, or evening? How are you all? How's it going? Let's put some ambiance on in the background of my video. We'll do some autumn ambiance, Halloween music. Hear it? Besides that, Poop is laying next to me and she's snoring. Oh, she's getting up. I feel like I have to warn people now because, I received a comment in my last video that there's this amazing snoring sound on the back of your video. Yeah, I know. You didn't watch my whole video because I said Poop was laying next to me. You told on yourself. Anyway, let's get to it. If you need help figuring out what's going on between you and your manifestation, please feel free to email me at manifestingwithkimberly@gmail.com. Okay? I have TikTok, I have Instagram. I have not uploaded in TikTok in 100 years. I just took a break. I'm going to get active again. I am. I went live. I don't remember when, but I'm coming back. It's just, I needed a damn break, man. I was uploading shit like daily somewhere. Anyway, so you know where to find me if you need me. Okay. All right. Let's talk. So last night I went live because I wanted to get a video up and I didn't. So I'm like, I'm just going to go live. So this is being recorded on Tuesday and it's going to be put up on Tuesday. And I got a bunch of really good questions. And one of them that stuck out to me was, dealing with the 3D. And the question was kind of, it was a twofold, meaning like dealing with your 3D when things are going good and how to keep that momentum. And then dealing with the 3D when you're not seeing anything, you're not getting movement, you're getting frustrated, and how to handle it. And I'm going to answer both of these in this video. I did answer it on the live stream. So if you watched, I went there, but I want to go a little bit deeper. I want to, first of all, I want to just say this, and if you're new to manifesting, maybe you don't realize this. If you've been around in the community, you should already know this. But sometimes we need the reminder. When it comes to manifestation, conscious manifestation, right? Because we've been manifesting our entire lives. We just didn't know it, right? We were unconsciously doing it. But when we've decided that we're going to take on consciously manifesting, first of all, it's freaking exciting to think that, right? Isn't it exciting to think that I can just, change the way I'm thinking and then I can start living my dream life? Well, yes, it's exciting. So yes, it's exciting. And we start diving deep. We start, affirming or whatever method you have found first. And I say method because affirmations are tools. So whether you're into affirming, whether you're into visualizing, scripting, utilizing just revision or inner conversations, they're all tools. They're all tools to get our minds into the placement of the state, as Neville would say, of the wish fulfilled, or the state of consciousness of you having your desire or being in the reality of having your desire. And obviously, that's our goal, right? So we select tools, we get things going, and suddenly we see little pieces of movement, or we then get some semblance of validation that manifestation is actually working, right? So that amps us up, it makes us feel good, and we start plugging along. And then sometimes the movement starts coming in, and it's really good movement, and we get excited, but then the paranoia starts coming in on, oh my God, what if this stops? When's the shoe going to drop, right? Or when's everything going to go tits up because things are going good right now? That's got more to do with your own mindset, because when it comes to manifestation, and I cannot say this enough, when it comes to manifestation, there is never anything to change but yourself. Nothing outside of you will ever change sustainably, meaning get the manifestation, keep the manifestation. That is never going to happen until you change your own thinking or your state of consciousness. And that's not scary. That's not a scary thought. There's nothing to be afraid of by me saying that. That's exciting. That should let you know that when things are not going the way you want in your reality, that you have the ability to start changing that shit and actually get what you want, right? So when we're starting to have thoughts that, things are going so good, I don't want this to stop. What if it goes backwards? What if SP changes their mind? Stop it. That's an old mindset. That's your old 3D mindset, and that's not you being a conscious manifester. That is you falling victim to your 3D. And guilty as charged. I've been there. No judgies, right? No judgies on this channel. Most of the examples on this channel are from my own experiences. So never judgies. But it is the truth. When it comes to manifestation, one of the most important parts of conscious manifesting is being accountable to your own thoughts, being accountable of where your mind has been, and being accountable or authentic to truthfully where your thinking, where your mind, what state you were in was prior to anything you're experiencing out here in the 3D. And I know, we some of us, we take the, responsibility. We say, okay, I can see where my feelings of not feeling chosen, not, fear of abandonment has played out in this scenario, but now SP doesn't want me anymore. So now what am I going to do? You're going to get on top of all of those things you just listed. You're going to get on top of that, whether it be through affirmations, through, meditation. Yep, your girl's been meditating. Whether it's consciously choosing to embody a new state, whatever tool you use, the attention goes on changing those things, but not from the perspective of you're broken, you're a bag of shit, and you're never going to get what you want. There's so much wrong with you. You need to go buy this course in order to be better. No, that's not what I'm saying. It's not what I'm saying. I'm saying from every moment, we have a decision to make. Every moment, and I literally mean that. Every moment, you are deciding what reality you're currently in. And when we keep giving in to the circumstances, guilty of that too, when you keep giving in, good or bad, you're selecting a reality, right? One of the strongest and most effective things you can do while manifesting is really, really mean it now, really mean it. You are in the full knowing that everything is coming through you. Everything. You have that much power. And when the circumstances that you're facing in the 3D are not good and they feel anything but putting you in the power seat, I understand that, but it was your thinking that created the circumstances. And this is not a place of blaming yourself. The last thing we want is for you to start feeling guilty of, well, I should have gotten on top of my thoughts sooner. I should have recognized things. I knew better. No, we don't waste our time beating ourselves up for previous, mishaps. We don't waste our time on that. What good is that going to do? What good is that going to do? You are creating every single moment that you're in awareness, and you're always in awareness. You are awareness. Yeah. Okay. It's a waste of time. Don't think from the past. Stop worrying about the past, right? There's only ever the present moment. And in this present moment, you have the conscious choice to select the reality that you really want to be in. And I know when the 3D is not giving you what you want, it can feel very defeating. It can make you question whether this shit's actually even working. It can make you feel really doubtful and delusional. And not in the fun, sassy word we're using right now, delusional. I mean it from a place of negativity. We really start questioning whether it's even worth pursuing this manifestation. Most of the time, that has to do with a specific person manifestations. And I just want to be the one to tell you that you're not delusional. Manifestation works. It was your belief system that manifested the good or the bad circumstance in your reality right now. And if it's good circumstances, stay on your mental diet. Stop seeing the 3D as something to fear. That is something I was guilty of. Very, very, very fearful of the 3D, especially if it started looking in a way that did not benefit my manifestations. And that goes into the next part. Listen, we are awareness, yes, but we are having a human experience. So our, conscious mind is having the human experience and it's 3D centered, right? We don't always understand And we're not always meant to truly understand why circumstances are the way they are. Our job is just to keep our focus on the full manifestation and embodying the state or being the version of yourself that is already having that experience. That's our job. Our job isn't to look at the circumstances, try to dissect them, and try to see how they are going to fit in to the full bridge of incidents of us getting what we want. That's not our job. And when circumstances look so awful in the 3D and they make no sense as to how they are going to equal you getting what you want, I know that's when the scary feelings start popping up and we feel defeated. We feel frustrated. We might even get angry at the person. If it's a specific person, we start getting angry at that person, feeling resentful, or maybe they hurt your feelings, so you're feeling hurt. You're wondering if you can even trust that person ever again. And all of those questions are you being stuck in a state or as a version of yourself that you no longer want to be. You don't want to be. If you're sitting there while watching this video and you're questioning the circumstances that you're facing in the 3D, and you're thinking to yourself that these circumstances, if they're negative, are so insurmountable that you cannot look at them and see how these could possibly turn. Maybe you're blocked. Maybe you're in no contact. And maybe you're thinking to yourself, I can't picture that specific person unblocking me and coming back because that behavior is so, nothing I ever thought they would be like. And I know that's frustrating. I know that's scary. But take it from me, don't give up. Don't give up on that specific person for something like that. Don't give up on that. Unless we're talking abuse, don't give up. You don't need to give up. I know right now there's a rash of videos on the internet, is that person even good enough for you? You should go into no contact and stop, don't have any contact with them until they are fully conformed. And I'm sorry, that's already putting you in a placement of the wrong version of yourself. Yes, you want to feel like a god or a goddess or king or a queen, right? We want to know that we're the number one thing in our reality, right? And I'm not trying to take that away from you. I'm saying that you having that mentality of I'm just not going to interact with you until you conform when you're having relatively decent contact with the person. I made a video about this the other day. You are already putting yourself into a mindset of failure. And the reason why I say that is because, listen, we should never be so attached to our 3D that we have to remove ourselves with this, this mindset of, I don't like you until you're better, until you show up differently. I'm not going to like you. I'm not going to interact with you. What version of you is thinking that is going to create a healthy, loving, fulfilling relationship with a specific person that has loving and fulfilling feelings for you? Does that make any sense? It just doesn't. Some of you are in no contact with, out of no choice of your own. And I know that. And that's okay too, right? Listen, our focus should always be on ourselves, honestly. Meaning, you can still think about your manifestation. You can think about it from the placement of having the desire. But your number one thing should always be you. You. How you feel about you. But not in a placement of our specific person is below us, right? We talk about the pedestal. Listen, we want to be equals with our specific person or maybe a little bit tiny above, but not from that arrogant attitude because it's not going to create what you want. It's not. There's nothing wrong with having self-confidence and knowing you're a badass bitch or boy. There's nothing wrong with that. But this animosity mindset that we're already starting against our specific person, that's not bringing you a fulfillment of a desire, I'm telling you. And it's not going to keep you having that desire. And it's also keeping you attached to your 3D, whether you think it is or not. Editing Kim here. I just wanted to add one more little nugget on what I'm talking about here. I've already made videos on setting boundaries, not accepting disrespectful behavior. That's not what I'm referring to when I'm talking about this deliberate no contact mentality. I'm not saying you should ever put up with someone's shit, right? No, I think if you've been around my channel long enough, you know that's not my type of teaching. We don't have to be doormats just because we're manifesting, okay? I still stand by that. And you can set boundaries if you need to in your 3D. There are some people who get so triggered by their specific person that they do go into a choice of no contact. None of those things are what I'm referring to. I'm referring to looking at your specific person as a damn opponent, as, in this animosity, already resentful mindset. That's not going to get you the version of your specific person that you're wanting. It's not. And I know there's a lot of talk on this repelling and chasing energy. Yeah, we never want to be a desperate, needy biatch chasing, stalking a specific person. We never want to do that. That's not going to get you what you want either. But at the same time, looking at them like they are, not good enough, they're our enemy. You're already in this mindset of it's argumentative. It's not what you want. If the way you're looking at your specific person isn't coming somewhere from the unconditional love status, it's not going to bring you fulfillment. And that's the truth. There's nothing wrong with having an amazing self-concept and feeling so happy and deserving for all your desires, right? There's nothing wrong with knowing you're a god or a goddess, but the mentality of looking at your specific person like they are your opponent or your enemy, that is not manifesting a healthy, loving, fulfilling, committed relationship. It's not. It's not. And this mentality of, I'm going to shut everything down. I'm not going to talk to them until they conform. That's you being in unconditional love status? No, it ain't. And that's what you're doing when you're manifesting. That's the goal. Because you're only ever making decisions from love or fear. And that's still you living in fear. That is still you thinking, I have to protect my heart. So I'm not going to interact with you until you show up right because I'm afraid of getting my heart broke. Or I'm afraid you're going to leave me anyway. There's something still stemming from that behavior. If you're being triggered by your specific person and you decide, I just need to not see them, they're setting me off, that's okay. That's you looking at the situation as, I got to work on me. My foundation has to get stronger, before I start interacting so I don't get triggered. That's okay. That's still you working on you. But when we have the mentality of they must change in order to have the relationship, where are you working on yourself? Because they're never going to change until you do. Until you do. There's nothing wrong with knowing your worth, but they're not your enemy. You want them for love, right? It is. On my channel, I've always had the mindset of, doesn't matter if they're telling you they don't want you. It doesn't matter. Shut that out. Get back up in your 4D and do not worry about it. Get your hands out of the pot, right? Out of the pot. The pot is the 3D. Get your hands out. Put your focus on you. Put your focus on your 4D. But we never look at them as, puppets. Because they're not. They're still human beings. It's just they are a version of themselves within your reality. Okay? But I'm hoping this is all making sense to you guys. The 3D has no power over you. The 3D has the power to do nothing. To do nothing. The 3D is just your old thoughts, your old beliefs, your old assumptions projected out from you. And that's all it is. It's not going to stop you from getting what you want. It's not. If you are taking the time to get yourself centered, and when I say centered, I mean in your I amness, realizing who the hell you are in this equation. If your mind is there and you're working on daily getting yourself into the mindset or embodying the version of yourself that has the experience of what you want, meaning the experience of being in that relationship, experience of having all the money in the world, the experience of having the career you choose. If you're doing that, it is undeniable that you will experience your manifestation in your 3D. So we never have to be attached to the 3D. And don't get me wrong, you might have your moments where you're feeling down, you're feeling triggered, you're looking at circumstances and you're afraid they're not going to change. That's being human. Have your emotional moment, but then reel it back in and remember who you are. And listen, you're not a failed manifester for having those moments. You're not. Even I still have those moments. I'm a human being. Yeah, so are you. We're on an evolving journey. That's what manifestation is evolvement until we are croaked, right? Until we've ascended to the other side. That's what it is. I know how scary the 3D can be. I know how frustrating the 3D can be. But if you would take your attention off of it as often as possible, I know you've got to exist in it, but you can exist in that 3D while also knowing the entire time that you're on top of your thoughts, you're on top of what state you're embodying, you're on top of that. So you know that eventually everything that you're focusing on is going to push out there with no choice, no option. Don't take my word for it. Test it for your damn self. Test it for yourself. Manifesting is real. Manifestation is real. Everybody has the moments where we are questioning whether it's actually real. Every one of us has experienced that, right? That's not ruining your manifestations. That's not setting you all the way back to the beginning either. But the 3D has no power over you. Stop giving it power. Stop looking at it like this, king or Gandalf on the mountain stopping you from being happy. Don't let the 3D control you. That's not being a master manifester. A master manifester has a disciplined mind who realizes the real reality, the truth is up here. This is old news and nothing more than that. So I hope that made sense. That was a lot of rambling in this video. Anyway, I'm going to put this up. I'll see you guys tomorrow. That manifestation is, I can't even. But you need to see this. Okay. Excuse me. No. Go lay down, ma'am.